Hi, my name's Fran Foster. I'm the master of Setauket Lodge here in East Bridgewater. With me tonight are Dick Cusick, master of Paul Revere, and Fred Milliken, master of Plymouth Lodge. We're here to talk to you tonight about what it means to be a Mason. We have a short tape to show, and we hope to dispel some of the rumors and let you know what Masonry is all about.
Fran, just a question. Why did you end up picking this tape, what it means to be a Mason?
Because it tells what it is, who we are, and what we do. The best that I've ever seen any medium show.
And you know, Masons traditionally have not spoken about what they do and who they are to the general community.
Yes, we've been known as the quiet society, kind of hiding in the bushes, but it's time that we let people know who we are and what we do.
You know, the funny part about you saying that is way back in the early 1800s, going into the 1900s, everybody knew who the Masons were. They were the businessmen, they were the, you know, they were the, mostly the elite of the cities that you lived in.
Oh,
and today?
Certainly. Today, the Mason is the man down the street, the garbage collector, the gardener, the banker, the insurance agent. It can be anybody. We take men of all countries, sex, and opinion to exemplify what Masons are and what we do.
And you know, I think this film will destroy some of the myths that are out there about Masonry.
I hope so.
That would be great. You know, talking about the myths and what the film is going to do, what do you think? Why don't we just roll the film?
Sure.
Let's watch it.
Let's see what it looks like.
Sounds good.
To me, it means that I'm improving myself as a person, I'm helping out, and I'm giving back to other people. And really, you can't put any dollar sign on that.
It's a nice organization to belong to. Now I have friends from Falmouth to like the Berkshires.
There's a great satisfaction in knowing you've done well, even more so than someone telling you so.
There is great satisfaction that comes from being part of a group that shares traditional values, that believes in the brotherhood of man, and in doing good works just for the satisfaction of doing them. That's what it means to be a Mason. Masonry in Massachusetts has a long and honorable tradition, dating back to before 1733, the year that the Provincial Grand Lodge of Masons in Massachusetts was formally organized under the leadership of Henry Price at the Bunch of Grapes Tavern. During these early years, many of the nation's most famous patriots were Masons. Men such as Washington, Hancock, Revere, and Franklin were all Masons. Many of the patriots who participated at the Boston Tea Party were believed to be Masons. And others, such as Dr. Joseph Warren, who was a Grand Master, sacrificed their lives at Bunker Hill to preserve our freedom. Masonry dates back to the late 14th century and flourished during the Middle Ages, when guilds of Freemasons traveled throughout Europe, building the great Gothic cathedrals. Apprentices were taken in and taught the craft by Master Masons, who passed on the secrets of the trade. As building declined, the guilds began to accept members who were not actual stonemasons. From these roots evolved Masonry as we know it today.
Masons identified their work by symbols that they carved onto the stones. They identified themselves by certain things they said and did, signs and tokens, when they entered a lodge or came to a building site and introduced themselves as workmen. This was carried forward into modern times by certain signs and tokens and words and manners in which people identified themselves as Masons.
I guess that's where we get some of the questions about the secrets of Masonry. It's not a secret organization, but there are some secrets, and those are parts of the traditions that have been passed down from generation to generation.
That tradition of trust and confidentiality has been important throughout the history of Masonry. The values that were important to Masons then are just as important today.
One of the important features of Masonry today, I think, is that it still holds to what might be called old-fashioned traditions and standards, and it teaches its members to act right in their dealings with one another. And some people have said that maybe that's religion. Well, we would say it certainly